When Gideon gathered his army, the Lord told him, "No, there are too many people with you for me to give you the Midianites in your hands. Because if I give you the Midianites in your hands with all these people are going to gloat against me." In this case, the Most High plainly told Gideon why he said no. It's just one sentence for us when we read the Old Testament. We just think about what the Most High said. Those people are going to gloat against me. Or better said, those people are going to have an attitude against me. Those people are really hostile and an enmity against me. And if I give you victory with them involved, they're going to abuse and misuse that victory. So the Most High gave Gideon another instruction. And this instruction was to justify why the Most High did not want all those people around Gideon. The Most High told him, "Tell the men in your army, everyone that's afraid, go home." How many men left? 22,000 of the 30,000. That's 73.3%. Almost 3/4 of his army operated in fear. Hold on a minute. God does not operate in fear. He has no fear in him because fear is darkness. Fear is self-destructive. So almost 3/4 of Gideon's army was self-destructive. Gideon didn't see this. The Most High saw it. Of course he sees everything. How do you expect self-destructive people to respond or to deal with victory? Or better said, an advantage. When you give self-destructive people an advantage, what will they do with that advantage? They will use it for self-destructive purposes. Because they're self-destructive. Because fear is self-destructive, and those folks, and those men, I would say, operate in fear. So they had no trust whatsoever in God. So why would God hand advantages to those that refuse to trust him? Think about that. And then another overwhelming majority of those, because those that were in fear left, another overwhelming majority of those that stayed, they didn't look at the bigger picture. They were only into their own expectations. So someone that's only into their own expectations, doesn't look at the bigger picture, can easily be deceived. And not only that, such individuals will turn on you once frustration and setbacks come. Instead of enduring and overcoming, they will become upset, they will give up, they will become like Judases. There were too many people involved with Gideon. Now, as a human being, you should be involved with other human beings. That's natural. Both when you're unsaved as when you're born again, especially when you're born again, because you're redeemed and you are intended to be a blessing or a benefit to those around you. Okay? There are times, however, God will slow you down because there are too many people involved with you. There's nothing wrong with people being involved with you, but it depends what type of people are involved with you. In the case of Gideon, he had cowards and backbiters. The majority were cowards, and another big part were backbiters. Now, what a great company is that, and that's sarcastic. That's not great company at all. But even if those people were not backbiters or cowards, there are times God doesn't want them involved with you, because they will not be able nor willing to handle what God is about to give you the right way. It can be that God wants you to oversee large plots of land. Not in the country where you are, but in somewhere in Latin America or in Africa, I don't know. God wants to promote you. But it can be that those who are involved with you will do whatever they can to sabotage that promotion because it doesn't fit their expectations. What God is about to do for you and to you and with you will far exceed their expectations. But because they are so attached to their own expectations, which they don't want to examine, which they don't want to challenge, they'll become upset with you when their expectations fall apart. And when their expectations fall apart, they don't want to face that. They'll begin to minimize your promotion, or they'll begin to, I would say, speak against your promotion. And that speaking against will draw negative attention to you. They will transfer violence onto you, and they will transfer danger onto you. The Most High sees all of that. So there are times he slows you down because there are too many people involved with you. Okay? You need to see things from Christ's perspective. That's why you ought to be Christ-centered. If folks are not willing to process things the right way, they're not willing to examine themselves nor their expectations, then what the heck do you expect from them? Do you expect to walk in peace with them? Do you expect to walk in harmony with them? Forget about it. Really forget about it. There's one thing you'll see in the Old Testament. And you also see in the New, but especially in the Old. God always chases the crowd away when he is about to do something in the life of the believer. He will never tolerate the crowd, because the crowd most of the time is hostile towards him, because unbelief is hostility towards Christ. And God knows very well how far those folks will go when they're triggered. He knows what makes them think, who makes them tick, and he knows very well the effect they will have when their unexamined expectations are not regarded. So it can be that in your case there are too many people involved with you. Am I telling you to send everyone away? No, absolutely not. Let Christ weed out those he deems unworthy to be around you. I agree with him. Be at peace.